Thank you all for joining the session. So today we are continuing the topic of Maven. In the last session, Maven installation, Maven configuration, how to build the first project we have seen. So anybody have any doubts to build a project? Raja, do you have any question?
No, Rajesh.
Right? Kavita, Fanny?
No, Rajesh, it's clear.
Okay, right. Okay. So
Rajesh, I have one question.
yes, please.
Yeah, while creating at the time, you will use normally in the my IP address, right, in the security group.
Mhm.
Yeah, at the time will work. After that, next time again I won't connect it. Next day, okay. After that, it won't connect it actually.
Literally, I'm not understand the concept. Can you please repeat your question?
అంటే ఫస్ట్ లైనక్స్ అడ్మిన్ నేను కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసిన తర్వాత మీరు సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్లోకి వెళ్ళి మనము కస్టమైజ్ చేయాలి 22 పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ ఓపెన్లో చేయాలి అన్నారు కదా
Yes.
అక్కడ మై ఐపీని ఇచ్చానమాట నేను
Okay.
ఆ రోజు కనెక్ట్ అయ్యింది మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ రోజు వెళ్ళి చేసినప్పుడు కనెక్ట్ కాలేదు
Hmm. So maybe
రీజన్
your IP address will be changing frequently. So you can remove the rule and you can recreate the same rule once again.
ఓకే
It will work.
ఓకే రియల్ టైంలో రోజు అట్లా మళ్ళీ ఎలా
No, no, no,
చేస్తాం
no. No, they will take a static IP address. They'll take a permanent IP address that will be chargeable.
ఓకే 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 ఇది వచ్చి డైనమిక్
Even myself also, if I check that, what is my IP address? If I check this here, so this IP address is permanent for me. For you, if you check that one day, one IP address will come, after the next day, or maybe 2 days after that, different IP address will come. Because of you are not taking static IP address. Per month, it will be around 220 rupees, 250 rupees I'm paying for this. Okay. It's not needed for you for the practice purpose. Okay. But in real-time environment, they will purchase static IP address from internet service provider.
Okay. While configuring, they will provide for us, right?
They have a separate IP address, right, for internet connectivity for the particular zone. The particular IP address they will be assigned to the particular security group in the network. So whoever connected on the particular network zone, they able to access it. So that will take care by your network team. Don't worry about that.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So coming to the next concept of the Maven. So you have seen that Maven installation configuration. Okay. And by using the Maven, how to create my first repository and my first project that you have created successfully. Maven you can set up in the both Windows machine and Linux machine. So anybody have a doubts in to set up Maven configuration in the Windows machine and Linux machine? Very clear, right? Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, you're not performing any task inside the separate Maven services. I explained how it is working to understand very clearly, but you don't want that knowledge, okay, the building process. But this entire build process will take care by an automation system, which is called CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline. So today I'm going to talk about CI/CD pipeline with the Jenkins. Are you clear? So first of all, the lab setup is very important to configure the Jenkins and all. So once we configure, then we can start integrating the Maven with Jenkins, install and build and download the packages. That concept we can see here. So before moving to the concept, before moving to the concept, we can understand the previously whatever we build in the Maven. I'll show you what is the architecture type. Okay, what is the architecture type is available here. Guys, you can see this diagram. This is a Maven install and build, means this is a Maven server. So in this, the first step is we are creating the pom.xml file. This is a configuration file we are creating. So suppose we are creating the Java project here. So the Java project will get created through pom.xml file. Any problem? The second step, Spring libraries, Servlet libraries, another Java libraries, everything we will be configure here in the pom.xml file. The same way, all the files will be available in the Java project directory location. So all the files will get imported into Java project folder. With all the files from the Java project, with the help of Maven install and build process, it will compile and build the complete all the software code. In the fourth stage, based on the pom.xml configuration, the dependencies, all the settings, the application will get built. So basically, the Maven repository, wherever you install on the system like a Windows and Linux, suppose if you are installed on the Windows in username .m2 folder will be there. In the M2 folder, the complete the files will get sit down. And if you suppose Linux /home your name and the /.m2 folder will be there, in that area, the settings and configuration files will be. So finally, to build this particular package Java project application with the help of pom.xml file, the supporting library files, everything, the configuration files for the different applications, right? The Java related things will be get connected to online. There is a website name called mbnrepository.com. From that, it will be downloading the files, and finally, Java application will get ready here. This is the entire process. You don't want to take care. Okay, so you don't want to take care entire all these 8 steps. So just you have to configure it, Maven server, okay, and you need to integrate with the Jenkins, and you can start creating the project. And once the code was uploaded, once the code is uploaded, automatically will take the code and it will compile and build with the help of pom.xml and supporting files, the Maven repository files get downloaded from mbnrepository.com and project build will get ready. So based on the operating system, the files locations are updated here. Any other question? Any other question? No? Thank you. So now this entire process we need to automate. This is manual task. I don't want to do the manual task. Ultimately, in software development lifecycle, we need to speed up the process from the source code. Okay, from the source code, from the user or developer laptops, the product will be get ready on the production server. The phases are very lengthy. So the complete lengthy process we need to cut down number of days, number of hours with help of using by DevOps tools. Just give it a minute. I'm back. So today we are going to learn CI/CD pipeline. Okay, we are going to learn CI/CD pipeline with the Jenkins. Right. So before going to CI/CD pipeline, if anybody is not completed to set up the Maven configuration, can you please raise your hand? No problem. Not that much of important to create and practice this configuration. Can you please just raise your hand? Whoever not practiced Maven configuration. This is not important. Okay. Honestly, you can raise your hand. Whoever not completed this task. Very good. Everybody's completed.
రాజేష్ నేను లైనక్స్ విషయంలో చేయలేదన్నమాట.
No problem. Any one mission if you did, that's really great. No problem. Any mission you can do. No issues. Okay. That's not a big deal for us. So let me create a beautiful architecture with a Jenkins. So how this will be handling the process, okay, in a different structure, the structure I'm going to help you today. Suppose if you build a Jenkins, okay, so Jenkins logo is not there. Okay, no problem. If Jenkins logo is not there, I can easily take the Jenkins image. See here what Jenkins will do. So Jenkins is mainly used for continuous integration, continuous delivery process we are using. So I'm going to explain a small project, the workflow, so that we can easily understand what is the purpose of Jenkins we are going to set up. Next 2 to 3 days, we are going to set up Jenkins and configuration, and we are going to build a project, and we are going to see that. And after that, slowly we are adding one DevOps tools with a Jenkins, and we are going to set up a big lab in our environment. So from the today onwards, so everybody you can start creating the lab. Even previously, whatever you did, if you're not did, don't care, please leave it, no problem. If you, whenever you time, you please practice that one. But today's lab means definitely you need to continue because of this is a very, very important topic. So actually there is a developer is there. The developer, okay, developer is building a code, creating a code, generating the code. So once the code is ready on the laptop for the developer, the data will be copying to which location? That's my first question. If the developer is completed maybe small task on the particular day, okay, so maybe particular module, maybe particular feature, the code where he will pull. So that means where he will be updated. Any idea? In source code management. So which is the source code management services we are using? Git, right? GitHub. Perfect. So GitHub we are using. In the GitHub, we are updating here. Okay. So guys, can you please tell me how many of you don't know what is meaning of GitHub? Just raise your hand. This question for only for who don't know about GitHub, account creation, pull, push. Okay. I'm asking you. So can you please raise your hand? Whoever don't know what is meaning of GitHub. Perfect. Everybody knows about it. Okay. So this is a GitHub. In the GitHub, the repository we are creating, on the repository, the data will be updated. So what is the mechanism we are updating the data onto the GitHub repository? What is the process we call as?
We will use git bash commands, git push.
Tool. What is a command? What is the main command we are using to updating it? Push, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Push. Don't forget, because this is a very, very important concept. Huh?
Yes.
So with the push mechanism, git push command, the developer code will be updating to GitHub. So previously code is here. Previously code is available in the local system. Okay. Local system of the developer. After push, this data is updated in the where?
In GitHub place.
In GitHub repository.
GitHub repository.
GitHub repository. So the code is updated in the repository. Perfect. So normally a build engineer who is managing and who is managing Gradle, okay, Maven, the build engineer, this code will be downloading to the local system again, the build application. So whatever the process yesterday, in the last sessions I explained, that process they will continue. But we are going to eliminating that process from today onwards. We are going to eliminating the process from today onwards. So for that reason, we are going to set up a Jenkins server. We are going to set up a Jenkins server here. Jenkins will do a lot of jobs, lot of tasks can perform. So, but if you want to perform that activity, the particular activity related plugins we need to install. So n number of plugins are available Jenkins related. Once you install the Jenkins server, I'll show you so where the plugins are located. So example, the plugins like code build plugin, source code management plugin, code deploy plugin, file operations plugin, build package plugins like MS build plugin, Maven plugin, and plugin. So like this, different plugins are available on the Jenkins server. Only just we need to connect the internet and we need to download these plugins. Then only the feature will start working. Otherwise, no. Suppose the code is available on the Git and we need to download the particular what do you call the code. I need to download it from GitHub to Jenkins server. So I'm going to deploy source code management plugin here. So with that plugin, it communicates to the GitHub and downloading the repository. OK, step number 1 is completed. Then next, once the data is copied, I can start build, right? Yeah. Suppose Maven is my build technology. So Maven plugin is installed. With the help of Maven plugin, what are the files are downloaded from the GitHub repository with the data, it start building the process. So it's building the project. So building the project means this process will start. This process will start. But if this process we need to start, you have a knowledge on pom.xml configuration. So guys, I'll take separate class for that. Probably tomorrow I will explain about pom.xml, maybe in further class. So once that build project is successfully completed, okay, the evidence. So that means the project file will get ready, right? So where it will saved? So project file is created where we need to save it. So example, the particular application was created in the form of zip format, So the file where we need to store. So the particular file will be stored. Okay. The particular file will be stored after building. It will be stored in the Artifactory repository. So suppose I'll give you Artifactory. Artifactory is a kind of a evidence. So there's so many tools are there. So like a JFrag Artifactory. Okay. So this type of services are there. Suppose one of the Artifactory services we are using here. Okay. With the help of Artifactory, the particular source code will be converted with the help of build process, right? Actually, this is a third process. Okay. Build project is there. This is actually third step. The second step is from the repository. Okay, from the repository. The data is start cloning it. So this is the second step, clone. Okay, second step is clone, third step is build project. So in the JFrag Artifactory, the Artifactory will get created. That means it will store the information in some location. So like example, Amazon S3 bucket is there. So Amazon S3, you know, right? Amazon S3 is a cloud storage. So S3 bucket, the output file will saved here. So even this is everything is automatically configured. Fourth step, artifact.zip file will be stored in the particular bucket. Suppose this particular artifact is a web application. Okay, let's assume this is a web application. So this web application, the complete data, everything is available in this artifact.zip file. So by using this particular source file, okay, the converting into application with the help of again code build process. That's again Maven will take care of it. So it start that one more process. The process is the fifth process. If you check this, code build dot artifact. So again, zip file only will get created. So that means this is a main software package file. So who did? So this application based on your technology wise we are building. Suppose this is a web application. So HTTP request plugin we are installing. Okay. HTTP request plugin we are installing. HTTP request plugin we are installing with the help of HTTPS plugin request. The code build artifact is managed by this server. Is that fine? So once the zip file is created, I need to copy these files to my web servers. Suppose my web servers are created. Okay, my web servers are created. Web servers means HTTP servers. Like in EC2, my web servers are created. This is my EC2. Okay, Windows or Linux web servers. So in this particular server, this file will unzip and we need to copy that. Then only the data will be get access through web page. So first we need to unzip, right? So there's a file operations plugins will be there. File operations plugins. So with the help of file operations, the zip file will be okay unzip with the help of file operations. Okay. So what are the zip file is that? The zip file will be unzip and the data will be stored in the temporary location of Jenkins server. Understand? So what is the next step? The next step is sixth step, unzip, and after unzip, the zip file will get deleted. Delete if you keep on storing the zip folders, wasting of your storage. So now the process is ready. The sixth process is completed. After that, this particular files is available. That file will be need to deploying on the servers. So we have a code deploy plugin. This code deploy plugin with the help. Okay. So the final step, sixth, right? Sixth after that, the code deploy will be even actually after sixth step, unzip file, the information will be sending to your bucket. Hey, whatever the step, this step is step number 7. Send artifact. So artifact means evidence. The evidence will be sharing here. So for your understand purpose, this I will change into green color so you can easily understand that process. So even here also clone is there. So now the 7th step is send artifact to the S3 bucket. So that means unzip the operations is completed. With the help of code deploy, the 8th step we are doing, the 8th step is create a deployment. Create a deployment. So that means what are the files are unzipped now? That files will be copying to the server. If users are able to access the web page, whatever the page was developed by developer, the page will get able to be visible. So this complete process, the main operations, where it runs in real-time environment, where it runs
Jenkins.
Jenkins. So you have to give the more respect to this particular tool. You need to learn each and everything very clearly. Suppose if all these things are automated, right? So how much time will take to complete this job? How much time will take to complete this job? Normally, without a Jenkins. Without Jenkins, number of hours, number of days is required, right? If you're configuring this in the Jenkins one-time setup, once the developer is push the code, automatically the cloning, building, artifactory, zip, unzip, send artifact, create deployment, it will done in the 5 minutes. Yes, the complete entire project will be get complete in 5 minutes. Maybe in the deployment will be even 100 hours or 200 hours or 300 hours. It will bulk send the information. That means the creating deployment, the servers in the deployment group, all the servers at a time get install that application and maybe it update the software files. So slowly you need to understand this concept. You need to configure this environment with a Jenkins server. Then we need to do it. So altogether, so if you want to do this project, we will take some sample code from internet. That's fine. No problem. GitHub account is required. Jenkins account also is required. Jenkins account means you need to install the Jenkins server. You need to create an account. So these two things you need to create. And Artifactory, yes, we have already using Amazon S3. And JFrog also is there, is a free tier one. That's external one. So that we can use. Any other Artifactory based on availability that we can see and we can install and configure it. This is a project we are going to set up in our environment going forward. So now stopping here, if anyone have any doubts, you can please ask me.
రాజేష్ ఈ ఈ ఈ ప్లగిన్స్ అన్ని ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ గా ఉంటాయా లోపల జెన్కిన్ లో?
ఉండవు
ఉండవు.
కొన్నే ఉంటాయి. అవి మిగతా వాటివి మనము మాన్యువల్గా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో ఫ్యూ ప్లగిన్స్ బై డిఫాల్ట్ అవైలబుల్ and remaining plugins, thousands of applications plugins are there that we need to install by manually based on your requirement. Don't install all the plugins unnecessarily. Which all the plugins are needed for you, only you can install it.
ఓకే. కొన్ని మట్టికి ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ గా ఉంటాయి. కొన్ని డిఫాల్ట్ గా మనం కొన్ని మనం బ్రౌజర్ నుంచి తీసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట, గూగుల్ నుంచి.
రైట్.
ఓకే. మళ్ళీ ఇంకో క్వశ్చన్ ఏందంటే, ఇప్పుడు మావెన్ మనం ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసుకున్నాం కదా! అది ఎక్కడ ప్లే చేస్తున్నాం? అది ఎక్కడ వాడుతున్నాము? యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాము ఇక్కడ?
మావెన్ ని మనం ఇక్కడ ప్లగిన్ లో కనెక్ట్ చేసాం కదా ఇక్కడ.
హ్మ్. హ్మ్. హ్మ్.
ఆ మావెన్ ప్లగిన్ చేస్తే ఇక మ్యావెనే దాని జెన్కిన్సే చేసేసుకుంటుంది, ఇంకా ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. జెన్కిన్ సర్వర్లోనే మ్యావెన్ ప్లగిన్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి దాని రోల్ అంతా ఇదే చూసుకుంటుంది. ఇంకా మళ్ళీ సెపరేట్గా మ్యావెన్ సర్వర్ అనేది అవసరం ఉండదు నాకు ఇంకా.
ఓకే. అంటే జస్ట్ మ్యావిన్ ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసేసి, జెన్కిన్ ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్‌గా అదే తీసేసుకుంటదనమాట అయితే.
యాహ్! యాహ్!
ఓకే. ఈ మ్యావిన్ ప్లగిన్ అనేది
Ant, Gradle, everything is coming through plugin only. So once you install the plugin, that's enough.
ఓకే. ఓకే. అంటే ఇది మామూలుగా ఎండ్ టు ఎండ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పింది. కాపోతే ఇది
ఎండ్ టు ఎండ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్.
ఇదొచ్చి
బేసిక్ నుంచి ఎండ్
వన్
వరకు
వే
ఏమేమి
అనమాట.
జరుగుతుందో మొత్తం ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను ఓవరాల్‌గా.
ఓకే. ఇదొచ్చి ఒక వన్ వే అనమాట ఇది యాక్చువల్‌గా. కదా?
ఇదే మెయిన్ వే.
ఆహా!
దిస్
ఓకే.
ఈస్ ఎ
ఓకే.
మెయిన్ వే వి ఆర్ సెట్టింగ్
ఓహ్!
అప్ దట్.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
ఆహ్,
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మధ్యలో యాన్సిబుల్, యాంట్ ఏదో అంటారు కదా! అవి ఆ టూల్స్ అన్నీ ఎక్కడ రాలేదని
సో
ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను
హియర్
అనమాట.
కోడ్ డిప్లాయ్ ఏజెంట్ అంటే నేను ఆ పేర్లు చెప్తే మర్చిపోతాననే కారణంతో పెట్టలేదు. సో
ఆ!
కోడ్ డిప్లాయ్ ఏజెంట్ ప్లగిన్ రైట్. సో దిస్ ఈస్
ఆ!
Ansible.
ఆహా!
హ్మ్.
ఓకే.
సో మేబీ ఇక్కడ మీరు డాకర్ కూడా తీసుకొచ్చి యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఎక్కడ? ఏ ప్లేస్‌లో?
ఇక్కడే. ఇక్కడ మీరు సోర్స్ కోడ్ ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటున్నారు గదా! ఇక్కడ
ఆ!
సోర్స్ కోడ్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఈ యాంట్ ఈ మావెన్ అవన్నీ తీసేసి ఇక్కడ డాకర్ పెట్టేసుకుంటే సరిపోతుంది. డాకర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ రెడీ అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ.
ఆహా! ఓకే.
ఇది
ఇప్పుడు ఈ
ట్రెడిషనల్
ప్రాజెక్ట్
మెథడ్
ఏం
ఫాలో అవుతున్నా. ట్రెడిషనల్ మెథడ్‌ని ఎట్లా చేయాలని చెప్తున్నాను ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్.
ఓకే.
ఆటోమేటిక్ మెథడ్ విత్ డాకర్ ఆల్సో వి విల్ బి క్రియేటింగ్ వన్ మోర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్.
ఓకే.
These
ఓకే.
are the only 2 things only we are doing in real-time environment.
ఓకే. ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్
Normal
ఏమంటారు?
normal web applications on the physical server or virtual server is one project. This is the one. And another project is configuring, building a Docker with a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline is one project. There's a that's a containerization one.
ఓకే. ఇదొచ్చి ట్రెడిషనల్ వే అనమాట మామూలుగా.
Ah,
ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చి డాకరు ఉపయోగిస్తే అది డాకర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిద్దనమాట.
exactly.
ఓకే. 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 సూపర్.
First, we need to learn the Docker. So Docker చెప్పకుండా నేను చెప్పాను మీకేం అర్థం కాదు. So
ఓకే.
I already explained Windows Server creations. So you have some basic knowledge on operating system. And I explained about the GitHub repository, pull and push mechanisms. That a concept I explained it. Then after that, I created a Maven. So creating the small package file with the help of Maven server. You did right. So after that, the package we need to deploying on the server. There's a lot of processes are there. The processes are eliminating and we are going to create with the Jenkins pipeline. That is our agenda for class today. It's not a simple thing. Very big, very big. Nearly 2 days is required to set up this environment, almost 2 hours setup. So I'll give this image, okay? This architecture diagram I'm pasting here, okay? So both images you'll see in the chat, okay? Both images you can see here. You can check that. Hmm? Perfect. I have only 10 minutes time for setting up the lab. Okay, don't worry. We'll set up tomorrow. So better don't use any Windows machines, Linux machines. Completely you can delete. Okay. Don't create any missions tomorrow. Completely you can delete your EC2 instances. Make it clean and clear. Hmm? And you have to remove your existing key pairs. You can remove your existing any kind of security groups. Everything you please clear. Okay. Make it fresh console. And we are going to do a fresh lab. Hmm? Whatever you practice, okay, you can leave it. Then we have to start a fresh configuration for this CI/CD pipeline. And make sure before coming, I think who will be sharing, I don't know. Be ready for that. Your GitHub account should be created. Hmm? GitHub account should be created. So from that, we are able to do that. So everybody, you are practicing along with me. So we don't have any pending ask. I'll go for next Docker. Docker, I'll integrating with the CI/CD pipeline. Then after that, I'll go for Kubernetes. You can go for interview. Okay. So once you complete the Kubernetes, you can go for interview. No problem.
రాజేష్, ఒక డౌట్ రాజేష్.
Yes, please.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు మనం మావెన్ వాడుతున్నాం కాబట్టి దాన్ని జావా ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంటాం కదా మామూలుగా. ఇప్పుడు డాకర్ అంటే దాంట్లో ఏ లాంగ్వేజ్ అయినా పెట్టుకోవచ్చా? అది కూడా డాకర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్
అది సెపరేట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. అందుకే నేను ఇక్కడ రివీల్ చేయట్లేకున్నా. అది కూడా ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజిన్ అనమాట యాక్చువల్గా సరేనా. సో డాకర్ ఇంజిన్ అని ఉంటుంది. దాని నుంచి కాన్సెప్ట్ అనేది ఎవాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. నేను నన్ను చెప్పాలంటే బేసిక్స్ నుంచి కంపారిజన్ చేసుకుంటూ ట్రెడిషనల్ కంప్యూటింగ్, వర్చువల్ కంప్యూటింగ్ అండ్ దెన్ డాకర్ కంటైనరైజేషన్ గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి ఒకే క్లాస్లో. ఓకే, దెన్ యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్. ఓకే, డోంట్ వరీ. నేను ఒక ఆర్డర్లో వెళ్తున్నా, ఆర్డర్లో వెళ్ళిపోను.
ఓకే, అర్థమవుతుంది, బాగానే అర్థం, క్లియర్గా ఉంది. ఓకే.
Here you using any scripting language?
We are using PowerShell, shell scripting, batch scripting, YAML configuration, Docker file configurations. So different scripting languages are there. So slowly you will learn. Don't worry. You have a time. Slowly you can learn. Don't confuse. First of all, you don't require any coding knowledge. Java, .NET, not required. You need a basic scripting language is required. That is easy. Okay, I will teach in that manner only. మీకు అర్థమయ్యే విధంగా చెప్తానులేండి. నో ఇష్యూస్. Okay, guys. So you can leave for the day and you can please see these two architecture diagrams. Any kind of doubts, you please ask me tomorrow and we will set up the lab Jenkins tomorrow. Somewhat a lengthy lab to configure and setting up that. So that's why we had to clean all the environment and we had to create a fresh one. Thank you very much.